we have these profiles out there with pictures of children. I've worked with Mission of Mercy for about the last 6.5 years. Mission of Mercy is a child sponsorship organization in 22 different countries around the world, basically giving kids an opportunity at life that they just don't have. To give you an idea, when I say that about 30,000 kids die every single day from things like mosquito bites, a common cold, the flu. And so Mission of Mercy is going into different countries around the world, giving kids an opportunity at life, taking their pictures and bringing them back to the United States and saying, please help us, we need to give these kids a chance at life. Mission of Mercy is going into these different countries and setting up schools. And the reason they do that is this: it is proven that the only actual way to stop the cycle of poverty is to get an education. And here's why. Because when a family is extremely poor, they, number one, cannot afford to send their kid to school. They can't afford to keep their kid healthy. So they put their kid to work. With no education, they might get paid a penny a day at most. And so when that kid grows up and they have their own family, they continue that cycle of poverty because they have no money. They have no education. And they do the same thing to their kid. Can't put them to school. So Mission of Mercy is going into different countries around the world, finding the poorest of the poor kids on the face of this earth and saying, hey, guess what? You do matter and you're a child of God and we're here and we would like to help you. And so these kids get to go to math class and English class and Spanish class and geography, and providing these kids with a completely full-on education. And I've traveled around the world with Mission of Mercy. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've met kids who are part of the programs, and I've met kids who have graduated from the programs and have good jobs now. Can I tell you that it works? These kids are going to school, and not only do they get a complete education, they get a Christ-centered education. 5 days a week, for 1 hour a day, the pastor comes in and he teaches these kids about Jesus. And it's unbelievable. You sit in these kind of little chapel areas with 150 kids, and these kids who have absolutely nothing but the clothes that they're wearing on their back, and they are jumping up and down and screaming and so excited to sing worship songs to a God that they love so much. It's an unbelievable experience. So here's where you come in. Mission of Mercy takes these profiles of these children and they bring them back to the States, trying to find people who will sponsor them. Sponsor them for a chance at life, sponsor them for an education, to learn about Jesus, to get a job, to have a family, to be able to support their own family, so that when they grow up, they have an education, they have a full job, and they can support their own family, and they stop the cycle of poverty in their generation. So I have, on the leg of this tour, I'm done. This is it before Christmas for me, but I got 13 profiles left with me for children that need to be sponsored. And so I just challenge you, if you've ever thought about sponsoring a child, it's $34 a month. My wife and I are just we love sponsoring children. We write them letters and send them gifts and get to know them and develop a relationship with them. And we've watched one of our sponsored children almost graduated. He's almost graduated now. He's almost done school. But I just challenge you that if you could find it in your heart to take one of these kids and change their life forever. I'm serious, it changes their life forever. You'll give them an opportunity and you'll develop a relationship with a kid around the world, and you'll reach around the world and say, hey, guess what? You matter. Hey, guess what? You're not a number, you're a child of God. You're not just a picture on my refrigerator door, you are a living heartbeat that God desires, that He loves, that He cares for, that He created. So more than anything else, this is what I'm so passionate about because I've seen it with my own eyes. I've watched people's lives change right before me. We have a video with this song, and this song is called Pull Through. And the hook line of this song goes, I'm not asking you to pull me out, I'm asking you to pull me through. And here's why. Because I believe that life is never perfect, but I believe that God always promises that He'll never leave us nor forsake us. Amen? Right. So I'm not asking you to pull me out. I'm asking that you would pull me through. Walk with me in this part of my life. I don't want to complain. I just want you to walk with me. What do you have for me in this season? What do you have for me in this moment of my life? So this song's called Pull Through. Thank you so much, by the way, for having me. I sincerely appreciate it. And I hope you have an absolutely wonderful and blessed Christmas season. Thank you.